Hey Key Clubbers, how do you feel? My name is Aneesh Pappu, and I'm the Pacific Northwest District Treasurer for the 2014 to 2015 school year. I really apologize that I couldn't be there in person today to teach you all the role of the treasurer because treasurers are obviously the coolest in the club. But unfortunately, I'm in Texas right now for a research program, and I couldn't quite make it out to the rally to teach you all and meet you in person. But don't worry, if you ever have any concerns or problems during your term or any questions after this rally, you can feel free to text me or call me or email me. My contact info will be at the end of the presentation, so we can go over that then. During this presentation, I really just want to go over the role of the Key Club Treasurer in the club hierarchy and structure, and just talk about, what you're supposed to do, who you're supposed to work with, and really what's expected of you, and your job in ensuring that the Key Club runs efficiently and smoothly. Key Club Treasurers are kind of the underdog of the Key Club organization because they do a lot of work. I know you're doing a lot of work, but sometimes you don't always get the credit. And so I want to make sure that I'm here to help you make sure that your clubs run smoothly. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to go over is just general basics so that we can all get acquainted with what the role of the Key Club Treasurer is. So first and foremost, the responsibility of the Key Club Treasurer is to manage the financial statistics of the club. As with any big organization, you're going to have a lot of money that's coming into and going out of your club. When you're collecting member registration and dues that we'll talk about later, that will come into your club, and then anytime that you're investing money or spending money, whether it's buying pizza to get members to show up to your first club meeting, having a movie night to reward your members, buying ice cream, anytime that you have to spend money or invest money, you'll have money going out. And so as treasurer, you are the front man for these expenses. You're the person, or front woman, of course, who's expected to basically ensure that your club is always, that your club is always in the black, that you're not running a deficit at any time, and that you're really just monitoring the expenses and working with your financial secretary to ensure that your club is always doing well and is making a profit or breaking even. Hopefully making a profit so that your club next year will have a little bit of money to start with. So you might be wondering, well, how does my club, make money in the first place? A lot of this comes through member registration. Well, so as the treasurer, you're responsible for member registration, ensuring that all of your members get money in, that they're paying their dues when they register so that they can be an official Key Club member. If a member does not pay their dues, then unfortunately they cannot be an official Key Club member. And if a club does not pay dues, then that club will not be certified as a Key Club of the Pacific Northwest District or of Key Club International for that school year, so that they cannot operate under the Key Club name, unfortunately. And we'll talk about specific dues and the membership registration process later. But member registration can be a way to get money to go into your club. But it's not always the case. A lot of clubs also fundraise in order to ensure that money's coming into their club so that they have money to spend when they need it. And you can go over a lot of these basics with your outgoing treasurer. Hopefully you've sat down with them so that they can train you and tell you exactly how things have been done with your club, so that you know kind of what to do and what's expected. As I was saying earlier, as treasurer, you have to maintain the accounts, the financial accounts for your club. This entails working with the financial secretary to ensure that your club is doing well, that you're making a profit, and that you're staying in the black. We don't want to go in the red. That's bad. We want to stay, positive. And then as treasurer, something that I entrust to you is dues collection. As Pacific Northwest District Treasurer, it's my job to make sure that all the clubs are paying their dues so that we don't have any clubs that are suspended, excuse me, or inactive, which I will talk about later. Now, what we have to do is we have to get each member to pay their dues to your school, and then you as the treasurer have to make sure that those dues go out to international. But first, collecting those dues is obviously the first step. You have to get the money from the members. And as treasurer, it's your responsibility to ensure that your members are paying dues and that you have a system set up to collect those dues. Now, all of this happens in October, and we'll go over those dates later. October and November primarily, and September, beginning of the school year really. And we'll go over all of that later. But you have to sit down with your financial secretary and ensure that there is a way to collect those dues and to have them processed. In addition, you are responsible as a leader of your club to communicate information. Anytime information needs to be communicated, you're responsible for relaying it. So, especially with finances, anytime that you need your members to pay, whether it's dues at the beginning or whether they're investing money to do a project later, you have to relay that information. And so as an officer, it's really important that you stay connected with your club and you know exactly what's going on. And at the end of the day, just general financial responsibility and knowledge. As I was saying earlier, treasurers are kind of the underdogs of the club in the fact that you're the one who knows exactly what's going on with the finances, you know, what projects can be done, whether or not fundraising is successful. You're keeping track of all that. You're doing a great job. Sometimes you don't always get the credit for it, but I really appreciate you for doing it. Excuse me again. And so as treasurer, it's your responsibility to make sure that your finances are positive, working with your secretary, again, as I said, to ensure that your club is making a profit and is staying in the black. And then knowledge. Don't be concerned if you don't know too much as a treasurer coming in right now. I can tell you that when I was first getting acquainted with treasurer duties, I didn't really know all that much, but I was able to learn quite quickly by talking to, you know, my outgoing treasurer, etc. And that's what I really recommend you do. And if you don't have someone to talk to, whether it's an outgoing treasurer or a faculty advisor, you know, or financial secretary, just come talk to me. I will talk to you personally and we'll figure out what's going on, what you need to know, so that you can ensure that your club is doing well, because you are instrumental to your club's success. Alright, so the Membership Update Center, or the MUC as we affectionately refer to it, will become your best friend as Key Club Treasurer. Basically what it is a membership database. So you go in and you enter your club's credentials and you enter all the information for all of your members. You enter their name, their grade, email, phone number, among a few other things, and enter them in, and then that's where you do all of your dues payment. The Membership Update Center is your primary tool for paying dues. It's through this that you'll enter people and then generate invoices to then send out. And we will go through the Membership Update Center in a second. If you haven't been acquainted with the Membership Update Center yet, well, I'll lead you through it during this workshop, but then I recommend that you go and sit down with your faculty advisor and talk to them specifically about, you know, login credentials and making sure that you can get in, so that you know how to handle the Membership Update Center once due season starts at the beginning of the school year, so that you're not caught off guard by then. When due season comes, you should know exactly how the Membership Update Center work and feel totally comfortable processing all the membership information and dues that will come. In addition, some new features have been added to the Membership Update Center to include officer training, and in addition to club management resources that you might be interested in looking into. So let's get started. First, to access the Membership Update Center, you have to go to keyclub.org. Once you're on this beautiful web page, you'll go to Dues and Reports, and you'll click on that link. After you click on Dues and Reports, you'll be taken to this screen that says Dues and Reports, and you'll see this link that says Membership Update Center. Click on the link that says Access the Membership Update Center now to be taken there. Alright, this is your main login page, and this is also where a lot of people have issues, so listen close. Here you will have to log in with credentials from the previous year. Now they shouldn't change from year to year, and your advisor should know how to log in. However, if you had an advisor change, then obviously they won't know how to log in because they'll be getting used to it. So the first thing I want you to do is, well, right now I want you all to get out a piece of paper and a pen. Get a pen. And write down this email: memberservices@kiwanis.org. Now, memberservices@kiwanis.org will be your primary resource for all things related to membership update login information, unless you've had an advisor change. If you've had an advisor change, I will be releasing a form to process advisor change in email, so that I can directly work with Kiwanis International to ensure that new information is changed so that you're given login credentials. However, if you already have an advisor and for some reason you can't excuse me, if you already have an advisor and for some reason you can't log in, or they don't remember their credentials or something, then email memberservices@kiwanis.org, that email, with any questions you have. So you should tell them your school, your advisor name, and explain to them that you don't remember your credentials, and they will help you get logged in if you have any issues with this screen. Of course, if you don't have a login to begin with, then you should go ahead and check out register/reset password right here, and that will take you through setting up an account with membership, with the Membership Update Center if you're a new club. Or if you've forgotten, try that link first before you email memberservices@kiwanis.org. But for some reason, if you still can't get logged in after trying the register/reset password link, then email memberservices@kiwanis.org. You should include me on the email as well so that I know what's going on and I can assist you if member services isn't able to help. Again, my email will be included at the end of the presentation, so don't worry. And memberservices@kiwanis.org will be able to help you from there. But first, try to register/reset your password. Now, hopefully you've already had your login credentials, so you'll be able to log in here. And once you've logged in, you will see, well, again, login is advisor email, and a new function of the membership update center, or a new capacity, is to have secretary/treasurer access, so that you guys will be able to create your own account in order to get in, so that you don't have to always use your advisor's credentials. In here, you will enter membership information, and then after you've entered all of your member information, you'll work with your secretary extensively to do this, hopefully, so that it's both of you working on entering all your members. You will then process the dues payment and pay either via credit card or a check. Now, one thing that I really want to emphasize, so listen close. I highly recommend that you pay by credit card. This completely eases the processing process. I didn't really word that great, but in order to process dues, the international office has to receive the payment and the roster and everything, and then send you information. Now, this can take up to 3 weeks. However, if you pay by check, this can take much longer and will result in delays in receiving your payment, in receiving your confirmation, and there will be a delay in my dues report, so I won't think you'll have paid for a long time. So if you can avoid paying by check, please do so. Please pay by credit card. That will greatly ease the process, simplify the process, and it'll be fantastic if you can all pay by credit card. However, if you can't, we can still work with it, so don't worry. You'll just have to pay by check. There'll be an option there. And when you send off your check, you'll just have to make sure to include the check and the invoice. Make sure that you include the invoice with your payment, and I would also recommend that you print out a roster and send that roster in. There should be an option in the Membership Update Center. Also, before you send it, please scan your invoice and then send it to me so that I can track your invoice if anything goes wrong, and I can work with Kiwanis International to make sure that your dues payment is received. So again, if you send by check, remember to send your check, print your invoice, and then print your roster as well, and then scan your invoice and send it to me before you send all of your documents off to the international office. Alright, so now we are logged into the Membership Update Center. Welcome, success, we've gotten in. All your credentials are looking great, so let's get started. You're going to want to click on this button over here that says Membership Update Center. Once you've clicked that button, you'll be taken to this screen here. Now, this is the Key Club dashboard and has a lot of information as soon as you log in, so let's go through it. You'll see your club info, you'll see your club name, district, Pacific Northwest, and club status, hopefully active if you've paid. You also have your club charter date, your sponsors, and you can also, there's also an option for you to add club officers. You can add your president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer, the most important, of course. And school contact information, school address, all of that general information should be added on this screen. But the bulk of your work as treasurer will be in the Members tab and the Finances tab. So let's explore. If you click the Members tab, you'll be taken to a screen where you'll be able to bulk add members. Now, now this is the screen for my home club, and so you see my information right there because of course I paid my dues. And here you will have the option to bulk add members, and when you add members, you'll have to add their name and then their email, their graduation year, and there's also an option for their phone number. So once you've added all of your members, then you'll click on the Finances tab. Now, and you'll be taken to the Open Order screen. Here in the Open Order screen is where you'll be doing the actual payment. You have two options, to print by invoice and pay by mail, or to pay online by credit card. Remember, I highly recommend that you pay by credit card. If you pay by mail, just remember to include your invoice, scan the invoice, and include me on it, and then send the check or money order. Do not use a purchase order. A purchase order is not a form of payment, and the Key Club International office needs you to use a money order if you're going to be paying that way with your school. Just make sure you sit down with your financial secretary and talk to them about how dues are going to be paid and how they would like to see it happen, and just work with them to ensure that dues are processed correctly. But remember, no purchase orders, just money orders, checks. and then that's how you pay by mail. Or you can do the easy route and pay by credit card using your school's credit card or any other credit card that's available. You could also use a teacher's credit card if that's necessary.